Are you eating what you believe is heart healthy yet still feeling fatigued, noticing your memory slipping, or wondering why your waistline won't budge? What if I told you there's one simple food pattern, a single lever you can pull, that quietly opens up your arteries to both your heart and brain? Every 40 seconds, a heart stops beating somewhere in the world, not from an accident, not from something unavoidable, but from cardiovascular disease, a condition that silently progresses for years before striking. The tragedy is that most of these deaths could be prevented through simple changes in what we eat. Your arteries are living, responsive tissues that react to every food choice you make. Today, you're going to learn exactly which foods can keep them flexible, open, and functioning optimally. If you're new here, welcome to a channel dedicated to evidence-based health information that actually works. We're building a community of people who refuse to accept that declining health is inevitable. Before we dive into the science behind these incredible foods, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss content that could genuinely change your life. And I'm curious, where are you watching from right now? Drop your country or city in the comments below. It's amazing to see our community span the entire globe. Now let's talk about what's really happening inside your blood vessels and why certain foods have the power to reverse years of damage and protect you from the leading cause of death worldwide. Cardiovascular disease kills more people globally than all cancers combined. Every 40 seconds, someone dies from a heart attack, stroke, or cardiac arrest. These aren't just statistics. These are people who had families, dreams, and plans. What makes this heartbreaking is that in most cases, the damage begins decades before the crisis occurs. Starting with something surprisingly simple, arterial health. Your arteries function as highways carrying oxygen and nutrients to every cell. When they're clear and elastic, blood flows effortlessly, organs function optimally, and you feel energized. But when these pathways narrow and stiffen, your heart must work exponentially harder. Pressure builds inside vessels. Vital organs begin starving for oxygen. Eventually, something breaks down catastrophically. The answer lies in understanding one molecule your body produces naturally, a molecule so critical that the scientists who discovered its role won the Nobel Prize in medicine. This molecule is nitric oxide, and it may be the single most important substance for keeping your arteries young and healthy. Understanding how nitric oxide works and which foods help your body produce it is about to change everything you thought you knew about heart health. Your arteries aren't simple tubes. They're sophisticated structures with an inner lining called the endothelium, just one cell thick, but arguably the most crucial cardiovascular component. When healthy, this endothelium acts like a conductor, constantly sensing blood flow changes and responding instantaneously by releasing nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a gas, a signaling molecule that performs something remarkable. It travels to smooth muscle cells surrounding your arteries and instructs them to relax. When those muscles relax, blood vessels widen through vasodilation. Blood pressure decreases, blood flow increases dramatically, oxygen and nutrients surge to your heart, brain, kidneys, every part of your body. This isn't just disease prevention. This is optimizing every heartbeat. But here's where crisis begins. When your endothelium becomes inflamed from chronic stress, poor dietary choices, elevated blood sugar, or environmental toxins, it stops producing adequate nitric oxide. Without this essential molecule, smooth muscles surrounding arteries begin contracting. Blood pressure climbs, oxygen delivery declines, arteries lose elasticity and stiffen dangerously. The stiffness creates microscopic tears in vessel walls. Your blood attempts repairing these tears using available materials, cholesterol, calcium, inflammatory proteins. Layer by layer, plaque accumulates. This process, called atherosclerosis, is precisely how heart disease develops. But what if you could naturally restore nitric oxide production through foods available at any grocery store? Your body possesses an elegant system for producing nitric oxide naturally, starting with specific amino acids in common foods. When you consume foods rich in L-citrulline, your body converts it into L-arginine. From there, An enzyme called nitric oxide synthase transforms L-arginine into nitric oxide. This is documented biochemistry happening in your body continuously. Once produced, nitric oxide diffuses into smooth muscle layers surrounding arteries and activates guanylate cyclase. This enzyme increases cyclic GMP levels, signaling muscle cells to relax. The result is immediate. Arteries expand, blood flows freely, your heart doesn't strain, and every organ receives optimal oxygen. Research published in the British Journal of Nutrition demonstrates that L-citrulline supplementation significantly improves vascular endothelial function, with flow-mediated dilation increasing measurably. Studies in the Journal of Nutrition confirm that people consuming foods rich in these amino acids show improved arterial flexibility and reduced arterial stiffness, one of the strongest predictors of cardiovascular disease. But nitric oxide does far more than widen vessels. Multiple studies show it prevents platelets from clumping, reduces inflammation inside vessel walls, and even helps repair damaged endothelium. Essentially, nitric oxide keeps arteries clean, calm, and open. People maintaining healthy nitric oxide levels through diet have significantly lower rates of heart disease, stroke, and hypertension. The scientific evidence is overwhelming. So, which foods give your body the raw materials needed to produce this life-saving molecule? If one food deserves the arterial superfood title, it's watermelon. This isn't folklore speaking. Research published in current atherosclerosis reports confirms watermelon contains the highest natural L-citrulline concentration of any food on Earth. Ounce for ounce, nothing comes close. But here's the secret almost nobody knows. The white rind between red flesh and green skin contains the highest L-citrulline concentration. Most people discard this part as waste, but nutritionally it's gold. The white rind has significantly more L-citrulline than the sweet red flesh everyone loves, and it's completely edible. Clinical studies published in nitric oxide demonstrate that watermelon consumption improves flow-mediated dilation, the medical measurement of arterial expansion capacity. A meta-analysis in the British Journal of Nutrition showed longer-term watermelon consumption significantly improved arterial stiffness, with pulse wave velocity decreasing measurably. Participants consuming watermelon showed blood pressure reductions and dramatic vascular function improvements within weeks. Research from Florida State University found watermelon supplementation reduced blood pressure in adults with prehypertension. Another study in the American Journal of Hypertension confirmed daily watermelon consumption lowered both systolic and diastolic blood pressure in participants with mild hypertension. The practical application is straightforward. When preparing watermelon, don't throw away the rind. Cut small chunks of the white part and add them to smoothies. Among other ingredients, you won't taste them, but your cardiovascular system will absolutely feel the difference. This small change can have profound effects on arterial health. While watermelon stands out, it works even better combined with other foods supporting nitric oxide production through complementary pathways. Think of these foods as a team, each member playing crucial roles in maintaining healthy open arteries. Pumpkin seeds, almonds, and walnuts are excellent L-arginine sources. While watermelon provides L-citrulline that converts to L-arginine, these nuts and seeds deliver L-arginine directly. Your body can immediately use this for nitric oxide production. Research consistently shows people regularly consuming these foods have better endothelial function and lower cardiovascular risk. Beets and dark leafy greens like spinach and arugula work through entirely different mechanisms. They are rich in natural nitrates. When you consume these vegetables, bacteria in your mouth convert nitrates into nitrites. These nitrates then convert to nitric oxide in your bloodstream. It's an alternative pathway independent of L-arginine, meaning beets and greens produce nitric oxide even when the primary pathway is compromised. A systematic review published in Biomolecules found beetroot juice supplementation significantly reduces blood pressure through the nitrate-nitric oxide pathway. Research in Frontiers in Nutrition confirmed beetroot-derived nitrate lowers systolic blood pressure in hypertensive patients. Pomegranates deserve special attention. Research published in Nitric Oxide by Nobel laureate Luis Ignarro demonstrated pomegranate juice protects nitric oxide from oxidative destruction. Studies in PNAS show pomegranate's polyphenols shield nitric oxide from free radical breakdown. Garlic enhances nitric oxide synthase activity, the enzyme converting L-arginine into nitric oxide. Knowledge without application changes nothing. Let me give you a practical way to incorporate this science into your daily routine. This smoothie combines arterial supporting foods into one powerful drink. Make it in the morning or consume after exercise when your body optimally absorbs nutrients. Start with 2 cups of fresh watermelon chunks. Include several small white rind pieces. Add a generous handful of fresh spinach or arugula packed with nitrates. They'll be completely masked by other flavors. Throw in 1 tablespoon of raw pumpkin seeds for direct L-arginine. Add half a medium-sized beet, either raw or pre-cooked. Pour in about 1 cup of water or coconut water to help everything blend smoothly. For enhanced benefits, add 1/4 cup of pomegranate seeds for antioxidant protection and 1 small clove of raw garlic. Yes, garlic in a smoothie sounds unusual, but when blended with these ingredients, especially watermelon, the garlic flavor becomes surprisingly subtle. If you're hesitant, start without it and gradually add it later. Blend everything until completely smooth. What you'll have is a vibrant, nutrient-dense drink tasting refreshing and slightly sweet from watermelon, with earthy undertones from beet and greens. More importantly, within minutes of drinking this, your bloodstream floods with every compound your endothelium needs to produce nitric oxide naturally and abundantly. The beauty of this approach is simplicity. You're not forcing anything with synthetic supplements or pharmaceuticals. You're simply giving your body natural precursors. It evolved to recognize and use. Let me explain precisely what happens inside arteries when you consistently consume these foods. Your endothelium functions as an incredibly sensitive communication network. When it senses increased blood flow during physical activity or stress, it releases nitric oxide as a response. This nitric oxide diffuses through endothelial cells into smooth muscle layers surrounding arteries. There it activates guanylate cyclase, increasing cyclic GMP levels. This cascade instructs muscle cells to relax, causing arteries to widen. This vasodilation has immediate profound effects. Blood pressure decreases because there's less vessel resistance. Your heart doesn't pump as hard to circulate blood throughout your body. Oxygen-rich blood reaches organs more efficiently. Your brain gets more fuel, improving focus and cognitive function. Your muscles receive better nutrient delivery, enhancing physical performance. Clinical research consistently demonstrates these effects. Studies measuring flow-mediated dilation show significant improvements in people regularly consuming L-citrulline-rich foods. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Nutrition found inorganic nitrate and beetroot juice supplementation reduced systolic blood pressure by 4.4 mmHg. Research in Frontiers in Nutrition confirmed nitrate from beetroot juice lowers blood pressure in hypertensive patients. Research in the Journal of Nutrition demonstrated garlic's blood pressure lowering effect is partly mediated through the nitric oxide pathway. What makes this approach powerful is addressing the root cause of arterial dysfunction rather than just masking symptoms. Here's something that might fundamentally change how you think about your body. Arteries are not static structures inevitably deteriorating with age. They are living, responsive tissues, constantly remodeling themselves based on signals they receive. The endothelium lining your arteries replaces itself approximately every 3 to 4 days. This means you have opportunities to build healthier arterial tissue multiple times each month. Every food choice sends a signal. Foods high in refined sugars and trans fats cause inflammation and oxidative stress, damaging the endothelium and reducing nitric oxide production. Foods rich in L-citrulline, L-arginine, natural nitrates, and antioxidants send the opposite signal. They reduce inflammation, provide building blocks for nitric oxide synthesis, and protect existing nitric oxide from breakdown. The practical implication is profound. You are not stuck with the cardiovascular system you have today. Through consistent dietary choices, you can actively improve arterial function, reduce stiffness, lower blood pressure, and decrease risk of heart attack and stroke. This isn't about perfection. This is about consistency. Movement plays a critical role. Physical activity increases blood flow, stimulating your endothelium to produce more nitric oxide. The sheer stress from increased blood flow is actually a healthy stimulus, keeping endothelial cells active and responsive. Breathing matters too. Deep diaphragmatic breathing increases nitric oxide production in your nasal passages and lungs. Slow, controlled breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, promoting relaxation and vasodilation. You don't need expensive supplements or exotic ingredients. You don't need complicated protocols or restrictive diets. The most powerful tools for arterial health are available at your local grocery store. Watermelon with its white rind, pumpkin seeds, almonds, walnuts, beets, spinach, arugula, pomegranates, and garlic. These foods work together to activate your body's natural healing systems. Start simple, add watermelon to your regular shopping list, and don't discard the rind. Blend it into smoothies or cut it into small pieces and eat it fresh. Keep raw nuts and seeds available for snacks. Make beets and dark leafy greens regular parts of meals. Use garlic liberally in cooking. Enjoy pomegranate seeds as toppings for salads or yogurt. The smoothie recipe I shared is an excellent daily practice, but it's not the only approach. You could have a salad with spinach, beets, walnuts, and pomegranate seeds dressed with olive oil and garlic. You could snack on watermelon with a handful of pumpkin seeds. You can make beet and arugula juice. The combinations are endless and benefits remain consistent. What matters most is consistency over time. One watermelon smoothie won't reverse years of arterial damage, but daily or regular consumption of these foods combined with other healthy lifestyle practices will absolutely make measurable differences. Your endothelium will heal, your nitric oxide production will increase, your arteries will become more flexible, your blood pressure will improve, and your cardiovascular disease risk will decrease significantly. The next time you slice into a watermelon, see it differently. That white rind you've been throwing away is one of nature's most concentrated sources of the compound your arteries need to stay young, flexible, and open. Those beets in your produce drawer contain natural nitrates your body transforms into arterial relaxing nitric oxide. The pumpkin seeds in your pantry deliver L-arginine directly to your cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular disease is the leading killer worldwide. But it doesn't have to be your story. You have more control than you realize. The choices you make today, the foods you put on your plate, directly influence the health of your arteries. And healthy arteries mean a healthy heart, a sharp brain, abundant energy, and many more years of vibrant life. If you found this information valuable and you're ready to take action on your arterial health, I'd love to hear from you. Type yes in the comments below. That simple word lets me know this content makes a difference and motivates our entire team to continue creating videos like this. Please hit that like button. It helps this video reach more people who need this message. Share it with someone you care about and subscribe with notifications turned on so you never miss our upcoming content. Here's your direct challenge. Today, choose just one artery opening meal and structure it around leafy greens plus beetroot or equivalent nitrate-rich root plus healthy fat plus lean protein. Observe how your body responds: energy, mental clarity, hunger, mood. If you like what you feel, repeat it daily and build from there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for investing in your health. Your arteries, your heart, and your future self will thank you for what you learned today.